Hello, everyone. I'm Senator Lola Smallwood-Cuevas with the amazing 28th District. I'm standing in Lamert Park, which is, I would say, the hub of Black-owned businesses here in the region. And the 28th District is home to California's largest Black-owned business district with over 7,000 thriving businesses that have tackled COVID and are opening and providing amazing services in our community. We are going to spend some time today meeting some of the most fabulous small business owners in the 28th District and really in the region as we celebrate Black-owned businesses here at the State Senate. And we also recognize how this particular district, the South Central Crenshaw District, really is California's Black downtown. This area is rich in one of the highest levels of Black home ownership. It is rich in one of the most vibrant and robust business corridors, Black-owned in the nation. And it is home to what many have called the Black Beverly Hills, where many film, television, dance, art, culture thrives in abundance 7 days a week, often 24 hours a day. So I'm so excited to have you here in the 28th to share a little bit of our culture and our arts and to lift up why this district is not only important to Los Angeles and Los Angeles County, but really is key to California. So welcome to the 28th District. We are excited to spend some time with you and to meet these incredible entrepreneurs that help our community thrive. What is the historical significance of Black-owned businesses here in the Crenshaw and greater Los Angeles area? We have a very diverse array of businesses in the 28th District, but Black-owned businesses represent a significant portion and a unique history. Could you all share a little bit about what you think that significance is?
We have much to be proud of, and having that to be as our example provides us with a bit of strength, inner strength and pride to go on. But we also, too, our strength is in us creating our cultural hubs as well. Because, you know, the world feeds off of our culture, right? So there's the historical value for what Black businesses have done for the Los Angeles area is invaluable.
When we look at the beginning of the Black communities, we look and think about Biddy Mason, the Central Avenue, and it points to the great migration of African American families came from the South. Everybody's going looking for a better way of life, and so that began the migration here to the Los Angeles area. And so I think that begins to indicate the significance of the communities.
The Black experience is an American experience, you know, because we have a resilience nature. We have a entrepreneurial spirit, right?
We have historically provided services that locals would like to participate in and enjoy, like where we are today, Aura Cafe. You know, the service, the background music, the art, it all comes together. So it goes beyond just the economic contributions into more of a, you mentioned the word cultural hub. The businesses have helped serve as a cultural hub and a source of pride for African American heritage. And so again, it goes beyond just the economics, and it goes into heritage and cultural pride, and I think that goes a long way.
27th Street Baker has always been in our family, you know. My grandparents came here in the 1940s with a tin can full of recipes that had been handed down to them and they were from Sweetport, Louisiana. They landed right here on 27th and Central, and my grandfather was like, if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to work for it. He had multiple businesses, but he settled on having a restaurant. And the mainstay on the restaurant menu were all the pies and cakes. Main pie, sweet potato pies.
Absolutely, and it is delicious. As we're looking at the Olympics in 2028, the World Cup in 26, the All-Star Game in 25, and all of the other international, national, and local events that are going to be happening in our district, what is it that the state can do to really support Black-owned small businesses?
You know, I really believe that the world coming here to Los Angeles, we're a melting pot of so many different cultures. And I don't want these big corporations to suck all the air and the resources, and then the little people don't get anything. Because we're the backbone of what's going on. Everyone has started with your favorite mom and pop shop, your favorite hamburger shop down the street. But small businesses grow into big businesses. And it serves as a role model as a young person who wants to be an entrepreneur. I mean, everyone talks about side hustles. Well, you got that idea from a business, a small business that continued to grow. That's how everyone started. And it's important to support small businesses. And that's the thing, to keep our money in the community has to have that support.
What is it that the state can do to support Black-owned small businesses? I think, we've seen COVID, and we know inflation is tough too, with the prices of goods going up. Just what can we do at the state to be more supportive of Black-owned businesses?
I think the main thing that the state can do, number one, is to look at us as more as individuals and not just have that checklist that we have to have all these things. And sometimes we may not. But at the same time, we're a thriving business. And I think we just need more understanding. We need to make sure that inflation doesn't put us out of business. Because some franchises may be able to withstand inflation. Some of the small businesses can't.
We're going to work together in celebrating not just Black-owned Business Month this month, but what are the ways we put it into practice, especially as we want our businesses to thrive. Thank you for everything, and thank you for sharing your history and that tin can of recipes.
I was thinking as I fell asleep about what happens when the microphones are silenced, the cameras are turned off, folk are no longer in the streets. How do we continue to talk about these issues that aren't going away anytime soon?
I believe that Black media is more relevant and more necessary now than ever before, because there are some questions that don't get asked if we don't ask them, some issues that don't get raised if we don't raise them. So that we always have a different way of seeing the world. We have a different prism, and that's necessary when you have major events like the Olympics, like the World Cup coming to a city like LA. We don't all have the same experiences. We don't all look at the world again through the same prism. Having a platform where those people of color have a chance to express themselves about the Olympics or about the World Cup or all the tangential issues that will be connected to those two major events that need to be discussed.
And I so appreciate that this station with that vision and intentionality is rooted here. Because if there's any place, and that's why I'm so proud of the 28th District where I serve, if there's any place in the state where there's multi-ethnic, multi-racial, multi-generational relationship and movement, it's here. We are rooted in a history of Black entertainment in this district. What role do you see this station playing in helping to elevate the culture of this district and really what you mentioned, the uniqueness of the business of KBLA here?
LA, for as multicultural and multiracial and multi-ethnic as we are, as progressive as we claim to be, all of our talk radio in this city is all day, all night, all white. I feel good about the fact that this community now has a place and a platform to express itself, to be heard. So our job is to amplify the voices of those in this community and beyond who've been left out of all the critical conversations that we need to be having.
What is it that the Senate could do or the state legislature could do to support a media small business like KBLA? To understand
the rough road that small businesses, and certainly African-American owned businesses, the road they have to navigate. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. There's a distinct difference, as you well know, given the work you've done in labor, between equality and equity. They're not the same thing. So it's easier for us to buy to that language of, we're all created equal. But equity is a very different conversation. Equity is meeting people where they are. and giving them an opportunity to get on a level playing field and to do what it is that they do. So I would just implore your colleagues to just understand that media is just one tool. It is an important tool, but media access is just one tool, another way that we can, again, level the playing field in California to give people an opportunity to be heard, to express themselves, to be employed gainfully, as you said. So there's a lot there.
What is it that, as a Black-owned small business owner, that you think would be helpful for you as an entrepreneur in this community?
Well, it's a day-by-day thing. And sometimes it's a real struggle, because especially when you're looking for help, okay? And by that I mean help with running the business, help with knowing all the ins and outs. And even though I've been in this business for over 20 years, okay, there are still things that I don't know. So I think that would be sort of beneficial to know what it is when somebody's starting a new business or somebody who's been in business, all the changes that come with that.
I hear you in terms of the complexity and all of the different things that you have to balance in terms of your licensing, in terms of, how to stay ahead of the curve. Right. But tell me a little bit about what inspires you to just keep doing that, because it's a lot. I mean, it is a lot to do that.
I've always been of the notion that the best way for people to get along is to try to understand each other's culture. If we learn to live together and learn each other's culture, I think we all get along much better.
I appreciate my district being very diverse in terms of Culver City and South Central and downtown and Vernon, the East Side. So your shop really does represent and reflect that multiculturalism, where I do see, and from Black Lives Matter to, ensuring comprehensive immigration reform in my district, the level of activism, how our cultures do come together in such a beautiful way.
One of my customers told me this morning, we're rainbows, and so you just never know. So you gotta kind of figure it out, and find out how to make that work. A lot of my customers appreciate the fact that this is something that either comes from somewhere they know, or they're learning about something they didn't know. We're really trying to make this area even better than it is, okay? And I think that is gonna be the end to survival, is whether or not we're gonna get enough people in the community to support the local businesses that are here. We need that interactions, between the politicians, the commissioners, to know that that's why we're struggling to try to keep the area the way that it is, and to make sure that everybody knows we're here.
Black businesses have been traditionally left out of the process, of the knowledge, of the way to learn and how to know where to go and what to get and how to get it.
And so it's so important that no, we cannot turn back, we cannot go backwards, we got to keep going forwards. We really need to be vigilant about making sure that we continue to be a voice and we continue to advocate and push for and make sure that we're represented and we do have the access.
We, as community-based organizations and community leaders, need to bring our voices together in streamlined ways and bring it to you all. And so I think there's a commitment here in LA to start doing that. We just have a small talk about that. And so that's important.
Well, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the insights, and you have a partner in me and my office in doing this work together. We are stronger together. I absolutely believe that. And we know when Black businesses do well, all other businesses will certainly do well also.